to your prolific work with classic literature, such as Shakespeare and Moby Dick, what truths or aspects have you learned about yourself by performing roles that have stood the test of time?
I think you've gone over the excessive baggage for the weight of that question. She wants to know, through all of the work that you've done, essentially, what truths, what have you learned about yourself through your craft, I think was ultimately
Well, one most important thing, which happened only about 20 years ago, I've been an actor for 52 years now, was not to be afraid. Because I was fearful for years and years and years. Dan and I have talked a lot about this. I was afraid of being myself. I was a great faker, but then a lot of English actors are. We fake brilliantly. And then a series of things happened, jobs, directors I worked with, and I found that I could stop faking it and the sky didn't fall on my head. So getting rid of fear, and that's what I say to all acting students when I talk to them. It's the most important thing they have to free themselves of, because they are not expressing themselves when they are afraid of being themselves. So I've learned that. And as for all those roles you mentioned, what I learned 20, 25 years ago was that all of these people already exist inside me. No matter how unspeakable they are, how unpleasant, they are there, and you have to find all those elements internally.
Do you think coming to grips with the fear was something that you just gained from, you know, as you aged, or was it because of your work?
No, it was just good, happy coincidence that I worked with two directors almost back to back, who were saying to me the same thing. I mean, one of them I worked with, who actually said to me, this was at the Young Vic in London, in an American play, he said to me, stop, 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 stop. This is not the Royal Shakespeare Company. You can't bring those bad habits here.
Oh, wow. Damn. Snap. Do you feel like you're, okay, good, excellent. Next question. Hello.
Hello, I'm June Marsh, and my question is, if you were given the opportunity to be in King Lear, and the two roles to be filled were Lear and Kent, and you were going to be filling these with Ian McKellen, which would you choose?
Did you get that?
Yeah, I did. What do you think?
Oh, I think I know what you do.
Well, I mean, the fact is, I'm probably too old to play Kent now. I thought if you said Lear or Gloucester, it might make sense, because my best friend, who is an actor in England, is 2 years older than me, and he is about to play Gloucester. In fact, in the same theatre where we did John Snow over Jordan in Leeds. Gloucester is a great role. Kent is a magnificent role. I've been in the play once and I played the Duke of Cornwall. The great thing about the Duke of Cornwall is that he gets killed before the interval and you get to go home. You remember I used to come home like 9 o'clock at night instead of 1:45 to midnight.
That actually is a rule too. If you die before the interval, you get to go home. You don't have to stay.
Yeah, it is. You'll never see actors who die before the interval take the curtain call.
That's funny.
You know, it's like there are all these kind of, you know, rules and choices that you would never know about. For instance, there's a character of Friar Lawrence in Romeo and Juliet who always wears a long friar's robe down to his ankles. I'm just trying to think what the choice is about that.
Underdressed.
Oh no, it's a choice of if you want to play Friar Lawrence or Mercutio. You get the choice of playing Mercutio and getting to go home before the interval, or playing Friar Lawrence and keeping your trousers on. That's sometimes all it comes down to.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Next question.
All right. Well, I just want to ask about what do you like? Which role do you like better, Masterminds or the Page Master?
Well, Page Master, as I recall, was an animated movie.
No, that was live action. What do you remember?
I mean, what?
I'm kidding.
Why are you screwing with Patrick Stewart, dude? Do you know how you would get ripped apart by all these people, like the friggin' Walking Dead?
I'm gonna take his photograph so I'll know him.
You'll never ask a question in this town again.
I actually didn't hear the question.
Could you repeat the question?
I said, what would you say you like better doing, Mastermind or the Page Master?
Which did I enjoy? Well, I said, as I think I said, Page Master was an animated movie, so I was just a voice in that. But Masterminds, not only was I in, but I co-produced that movie as well. And we really, the writer and the director and myself, thought that we were making the next Home Alone. I thought we were going to be zillionaires. And it opened in LA on Friday night and closed Sunday.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I liked it as a child. It's my
You have redeemed yourself. Now sit down. A couple more questions. Yes, what is your name, sir?
Steve,
Hey, Steve, what's your question?
well, you zipped by this earlier, but I like to say congratulations on your long overdue knighthood. Is this a big deal to you? And how does that process even work? And secondly, why is your son so much taller than you?
Those are all weird but fair questions.
What's the process of being knighted?
Well, I think Dan should answer the last question.
I don't think that's true at all. I think if anyone should be answering that question, that should be you.
Well,
I wasn't there at the time.
The thing is, I had a very deprived childhood. We had nothing to eat. We had very little fresh air to breathe. And so I grew up stunted. Daniel, on the other hand, had parents who fed him well, and he had exercise and clean, fresh air in Warwickshire, and you know, and I used to hit him every time he slumped over. But I didn't catch the first question.
The first question was about being knighted. Like, what was the process like? And his first hilarious question was, "Is it a big deal to you?" Oh, you know what I mean, knighted? Yeah, I don't know, whatever. Thanks,
well,
Liz.
I think his exact words were at the time when the Queen lowered the sword, when she said, "I make you a knight of the British realm," he said, "Whatever." That's cool, man. That's all right.
First of all, I forgive me, but I don't agree with you, sir. I thought the timing of it was perfect. If it had happened any sooner, I would have felt like a fraud. I really do think it was perfect, and others have said what you said, but that's, for me, not accurate. Yes, it's a great, great honor and distinction, and I'm really proud of it, and I know some actors have turned them down. I know one who turned a knighthood down 3 times.
Ooh.
I can't say.
It was Steve Gutenberg. Yeah, weirdly. I don't know why he didn't want it. Wasn't even from England.
You're funny.
Oh, thanks. I can die now! Oh my god, that was the greatest thing of my life! That was awesome! Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I did one of those Q&A things in one of the Sunday papers recently. You know, they ask people the same set of questions, and one of the questions is, how would you like to be remembered? And people give like very serious, you know, solemn answers. And I said, for being funny, but it's not going to happen. Because, I mean, Laurence Olivier said, there is far more satisfaction to be got out of making an audience laugh than making them weep. And I increasingly, as I get older, come to feel that is true. I love to hear the sound of a live audience laughing, which you, of course, are very familiar with.
Well, sometimes, but not all the time, sadly. Thank you. Is your question sufficiently? Okay, great.
I think this probably has to be.
This is the last question. Yes, sir. What is your question? Oh, this better be good.
The pressure's on now, man.
Actually, it's nothing near as poignant, but when you did Robin Hood Men in Tights, what was it like working with personalities like Mel Brooks and Carrie Elwes?
Yes, what was it like working with Mel Brooks for Robin Hood Men in Tights?
I did about 6 days work on that, and I simply remember starting laughing at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and not stopping until they called "That's a Wrap" at the end of the day. I mean, it wasn't just Mel, but there were some very funny people in that movie, and I don't know how I don't know how his movies get made, because and there's. Unlike Ricky, where it's all scripted, he improvises and loves to improvise, and I'm happy to say that I have one moment on film where I improvised something that actually made Mel Brooks laugh. The line was something like, well, it was Dan's line just now. I had to say to Mel, who was playing Friar Tuckman, who practiced Brees in a little tent to one side. I said to him, "Thank you, Father," and he said, "Rabbi," and that was the line. That was all it was. And I said, "Thank you, Father," and he said, "Rabbi," and I said, "Whatever."
Well, we know you have to go, but thank you so much. Sir Patrick, this is a tremendous honor. I would love to. Daniel Stewart.